Hello YouTube, Shin Tiger Curl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you the next part in my countdown to Pirate Warriors 3 Let's Play. Last time we took a peek at Sir Crocodile. Now we move on to the next member of the 7 Warlords of the Sea, Bartholomew Kuma. Now, all the information, of course, is provided by the One Piece Wiki. So, if you're more further interested, if you are interested in the world of One Piece, just head on over to One Piece Wiki and just look up the rest of the article if you want. Or if you just do like me, read the manga and watch the anime. It's worth it. So, let's move on to the profile. Bartholomew Kuma is a warlord, formerly a revolutionary with a bounty of 296 million berries. He was once feared as an extremely vicious pirate, earning himself the title Tyrant. He is a type of cyborg called a pacifista, developed by Dr. Vegapunk. Once Vegapunk finished his modifications on Kuma, the warlord was converted into the first complete pacifista cyborg, with the series number PX0, and figuratively died in the process. Personality. Despite his imposing figure and past reputation, Bartholomew Kuma is a very calm and quiet person. In addition to his demeanor, he can be also seen as a somewhat benevolent character, especially compared to the other warlords. This assumption can be reached through some of his actions, specifically when he spared the lives of all the Straw Hats on at least 2 separate occasions. When talking, Kuma customarily uses the word target in his sentences. He also tends to ask a person where they would like to go on a trip before sending them away with this devil fruit ability, often honoring the recipient's request, but will occasionally send him to a place of his own choosing regardless of whether or not he received a reply. Although he obeys the commands of the world government, Kuma disagrees with what his superiors deem good and evil in the world. Instead, Kuma strives to uphold his own ideals, described as moral justice whenever possible. He even goes so far as to speculate that Blackbeard's acceptance into the warlord's ranks may have been a very poor decision by the government, despite the fact that it filled the position left by Crocodile's defeat. However, Kuma's loyalty does not extend to the Marines. This can be seen when he declines to answer a direct question from Admiral Kizaru during the Shibai-Oni Archipelago arc. Due to his refusal to assist the Marines without a direct order, Kuma did not hesitate to lie when it came to his victory over the Straw Hats at the Shibai-Oni Archipelago. There are still several mysteries behind Kuma's character. The details behind his transformation into a pacifista and what this entails are still unknown. He also whispers a message to Silver's Rayleigh during the Battle of the Shibai-Oni Archipelago, which the old pirate believes to put the other man at risk. This was revealed much later on. Kuma was shown to be a brilliant agent of deception, managing to successfully manipulate the world government from discovering his true affiliation to the Revolutionary Army for several years, managing to be appointed to the position of warlord, though it does appear they did eventually become suspicious enough of Kuma to compromise his identity as a double agent and force him to accept a permanent lobotomy. Despite his being perceived as the most dutiful of the 7 warlords, Kuma still held enough of his own convictions to adamantly refuse to directly address Marines as high-ranked as Admiral Kizaru. He's generally calm and composed in any situation, and is subtle in his attain of goals, such as not revealing to the Straw Hats the exact reason for testing their power twice, and then separating them across the world for future preparation. He also demonstrated great loyalty and honor to the cause in defending the Thousand Sunny from the continuous stream of assaults over the course of 2 years, not moving to even recover from his injuries. His combat abilities are also demonstrated with expert use. Kuma uses it for offense, defense, and travel, often in quick succession of the previous action. However, at present the modifications to his body have been complete. With the finalization of the Pacifista project, Kuma, as the original model and the only one with self-awareness, eventually lost his free will, personality, and memories to the modifications, in order to ensure his reliability and continued service towards the world government. In this stage, Kuma shares the same mindless intelligence of a living weapon with his fellow pacifista models, often only recognizing individuals as either enemies or allies of the world government. Don Quixote do Flamingo refers to the original personality of Kuma as being dead, though it would later be revealed that Kuma and Vegapunk, the man responsible for his cybernetic implants, made a secret deal to allow Kuma to have temporary relapse by rendering his final free thought as defending the Thousand Sunny. After the time skip, Sentomaru said that Kuma has been acting strange ever since he lost his free will. It turns out that prior to the modifications to completely convert him, he and Vegapunk made a secret deal to have him perform his final act to protect the Thousand Sunny until one of the pirates arrived. Abilities and powers. Prior to his final pacifista modifications, Kuma was a commander in the Revolutionary Army. As a result, he had control over the lower-ranking members of said army. However, he lost this power when he became a complete slave to the world government. Kuma is shown to be brilliant at deception, managing to successfully trick the world government about his true affiliations towards the Revolutionary Army for several years, as well as being elected to the position of one of the warlords, though it does appear that they eventually became suspicious of him. Bartholomew Kuma is currently one of the 7 warlords, a group that is one of the 3 great powers. Kuma is easily one of the most powerful characters to have appeared in the series. Kuma is one of the few people to have ever completely defeated the entire Straw Hat pirate crew, and is also the only one character to be introduced so far to defeat the crew single-handedly, twice. However, the crew was extremely weak during both times, and they were in no shape to fight another battle, much less a warlord. In the first encounter, the crew had just finished battling another warlord, Gecko Moria, as well as an island full of zombies and oars. In the second encounter, they had just battled a pacifista while fending off a second, Kizaru, and Sentomaru. He did not want the crew dead, however, since he allowed them to escape, indicating he might have held back. He is extremely fast enough to seemingly as though he can disappear from the eyesight of the Straw Hats, as well as everyone in Thriller Bark. This is, however, unclear if it has something to do with the modifications of Dr. Vegapunk, or if it's part of his Devil Fruit powers, or just simply raw speed. He has such a fierce reputation that even other powerful and famous pirates are unnerved by seeing him, as with the captain of the Kid Pirates, Eustace Kidd, actually seemed heavily disturbed when he witnessed the arrival of a pacifist cyborg, mistaking it for the real Kuma. On the Shabayoni archipelago, close to where his crew were, despite the fact that his bounty was higher than Kuma's original bounty, demonstrating that how his strength is even greater than implied by his frozen bounty in the eyes of others. Geographical knowledge. Through his actions, he appears to have a great knowledge of geography. With his powers, he knows exactly where he is sending someone rather than seemingly no idea where he is in the world. His knowledge degree is wide enough to perfectly locate even a moving sky island, although his cyborg modifications may have enhanced this ability. This is shown when he asks people where they would like to go before he, quote, pushes them. Devil Fruit. Kuma ate the Nuki no Mi, or Paw Paw fruit, making him a Paw Man. A Parameciid class Devil Fruit gives him paws on his hand, which gives him the ability to, quote, push anything, including the air around him, allowing him to not only defend himself from attacks, but to push objects at great speed. The fruit's power allows him to move at the same speed as the object that he pushes, possibly using it to push himself, apparently instantaneously appearing and disappearing at a desired location regardless of distance. All the while, he moves with no more than a slow walk. He can also extract pain from one person and transfer it to another or simply making it disappear entirely. Kuma has made numerous people vanish by slapping them with one of his hands. It is later revealed that he pushes them away, sending them flying to another destination, which he can choose, even if the destination requires several days to reach. Kuma also has shown the ability to push or deflect things that lack palpability, such as people's pain and exhaustion. This is shown when Kuma took all the pain that Luffy had suffered on Thriller Bark and left him completely healthy, meaning that his ability can be used to heal and cure people. However, in this case, Kuma removed Luffy's pain because Zoro had agreed to accept it in his place. It's not clear what happened if this pain, which took the form of a giant bubble, had not been transferred to Zoro or not. It would seem that Kuma's ability does not give him the power to heal damage as much as simply extract it and let it go somewhere else. Kuma fights in a style reminiscent of sumo wrestling. He crouches low in a wide stance, even using the signature sumo stomp, and attacks with open palm strikes, using his special paws to launch powerful air bullets. Much in keeping with the sumo inspiration, Kuma spends almost all of his time with his feet planted, refusing to give up ground. He also has demonstrated the ability to block physical attacks, or even swords, by pushing them away with his hands. Kuma's abilities can be seen also used to create massive destructive attacks. This is displayed by one of his most signature moves, the Ursus Shock, essentially a bomb made of highly compressed air created by pushing air between his hands. This destructive power is enough to severely cripple a massive giant in the caves of Ors Junyu. Pacifista modifications. Kuma is now a cyborg modified by Dr. Vegapunk. He is, however, very different from other cyborgs and displays strength and agility that are on a different scale. As with the other Pacifista models, Kuma has a built-in electronic recognition device in his pupils, enabling him to accurately identify certain individuals, presumably anyone that is listed with the world government's bounty system, and their bounty count for across different distances of several dozen meters. Kuma has at least equivalent to possibly superior durability compared to other Pacifista. The average Pacifista is more than capable of withstanding the combined assault of the pre-timeskip monster trio. His body is able to withstand most attacks, including Sanji's kicks and even Zoro's Sishan Sonson, a technique that allowed him to cut through steel. It only left a scratch on Kuma despite it being a surprise attack. Even after 2 years of accumulated damage, lack of repair, and a lack of sustenance intake, Kuma was still operational. While the modifications gave Kuma great strength, their full completion over a long period of time robbed him of his free will. As a pacifista, Kuma has the ability to shoot laser beams, which not only cause massive explosions upon detonation, but can melt solid steel. This laser is apparently a replication of Kizaru's glint powers, and for Kuma, this launcher is only installed in his mouth. In the other pacifista, the launcher is installed in their palms as well. Kuma has his paw pads instead of laser holes in his hands. This aspect, along with the Bible that he holds, even after losing his free will, that distinguishes him from other pacifista, making him obviously superior to them. And that is the profile of the Tyrant Bartholomew Kuma, clocking in a little over 13 minutes. That's nice. Tune in next time as we look into one of the more flamboyant, colorful, and maniacal members of the Seven Warlords, Don Quixote do Flamingo. So, if you like what you've heard, link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about One Piece, leave them below, I'll get back to you. Or if you want to support the channel directly, just give a nice little a push to that like button. Or hit one of the many advertisements in and around this video. Or if you want to support the channel directly, it's up there, you know what to do. So, until next time, this is Shin Tiger Curl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good day, and where would you like to go?